Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is week 9. I had to look at my calendar. That's terrible. And I'm running a day behind, so I apologize for not getting this up on Monday as usual, but we are going to take a look at what's going on and all of that good stuff so that you know where you are. I will hopefully find out where I am, and we will all get there together. All right. So let's take a look at the course and the calendar and remind us where we are in time. It is mid-October, and the semester will be over before we all know it. We're over halfway through being in week 9, and the withdrawal deadline for the fall semester is coming up. It is Monday, October the 28th. Now, here's the thing with withdrawal. If you do not believe that you will be able to successfully complete a course, you have to withdraw yourself from the course before that withdrawal date, or you will receive a grade. So I will reach out if I feel like you're in danger in my class, but I wanted to talk about it in general because sometimes people are not familiar with how the whole withdrawal process works. Sometimes they ask people questions about it and then they get mixed information. But essentially, I think what's important to know is that if you withdraw from a class, you have a W on your transcript, but you do not have an F on your transcript. And for your academic progress, that's probably always the best idea. Now, you do want to look into how that might affect you in other ways. For example, I know that if you're a dual enrolled student, you are not sometimes eligible to withdraw from a class. There's a few others. I think international students, same thing, are not allowed to withdraw from classes because it affects their status somehow. People often like to check with financial aid and see how it will affect your status there. But do know that if you end up with an F on your transcript, that stays there forever. Now, when you retake the class and get a grade, that F no longer counts against your grade point average, but it does still appear on your transcript forever and ever. So, I'm a big proponent of avoiding Fs if you possibly can, but again, it's on you to decide what is best for you in all of your classes. But we are getting close to that deadline. So I want to mention it here. And like I said, if I feel like you're in danger in our class, I will reach out separately to you. So keep that in mind. All right. So we are working on the formal analytical report, and this week, what you're doing is trying to get as much of the FAR written as you can, because you're going to post it on the discussion board and get some feedback from your peers, as well as giving feedback to your peers. Next week, in week 10, you're going to submit the full formal analytical report for me and for each other. So this week, you're going to submit what you have so far, but you will be able to give a full version for me to review in week 10. I know that's a little bit confusing, but that's kind of how it's working. So let's go to the module and take a look at the materials and what is there, just to review what you need to do in terms of where to put things. So in the overview, of course, with the learning materials, you've got links to the textbook and all those things. I have a link to the discussion board, and this will allow you to connect with others, and you can swap documents. Now, I also have a video here on help conducting a peer review, so please make sure that you do go through all the learning materials this week. And there is a handout that will help you to perform a peer review. So that's what you're going to be doing this week, essentially you're preparing and connecting with other students that you are going to conduct peer reviews with in next week. Okay. I know it's a long statement, but um, I realize it's confusing. There's just not a better way to put it. So anyway, so let's take a look at the discussion board and see how to do this. So this is, of course, not a typical discussion board, but I'm using the tool to facilitate peer reviews because it's a good way for you to connect and know that you've connected and know who's connected with you. We can assign peer reviews within Canvas, and you may have done that in classes before. But I feel like this works better. And I've done both. So when you submit your draft, you want to have it, of course, in APA, and you want it to be saved as a Word document. You should save the draft of your partner when you get a draft from someone else. And I want you to use Word to review their draft. So you're going to use the Mark Changes tool to make any comments and changes on their draft. So essentially you want to edit it, but you're also going to leave comments about strengths and weaknesses and all those good things. So at the end of that week, so week 10, you'll post the marked up draft back on the discussion to them, like as a reply. And you'll also, of course, look for their feedback to you. So I want to have you do this with at least one classmate. You can do more than that if you want to, and you can ask other people for help. You can certainly, of course, go to the Learning Center and work with the Learning Center tutors as well. You are also going to get feedback on a full draft from me in week 10, after week 10. So anyway, I do have both a video link here and a guide for full instructions again. So make sure that you view those and you should be able to reply. And of course, here we have, yay, Joseph has already posted one. So all you have to do is hit the reply button and put your formal analytical report here. This is the attach button, of course, so you will attach an actual Word document. And if you want, you could put something about what it's about in the box, maybe to see if somebody else has that kind of same interest or whatever. And so once you do that, you'll reply, and then you will post those marked up versions by the end of week 10. So the further along you can get when you post your draft here, the better, because that's what they're going to look at. Now, you could also connect with that person and say, hey, I'm not done with my draft yet. Can I send it to you again in next week? Which is absolutely fine. So you guys can communicate back and forth using the discussion board, or sending each other inbox messages is fine as well. But that's what we're doing this week, is getting as much of the draft done as possible so that you can post it by the end of the week and then connect with someone else to do a peer review, right? Hopefully that is less muddy than it sounds like, but if you have questions, do let me know. I'm around. So I hope everybody came through the hurricane okay. Oh, I will mention that as well. I've had several emails about, oh, panic, and I didn't have electricity. Look, as I mentioned last week, and if you didn't watch that video, you're probably not watching this video, but I'm going to say it again on the video because that's where I put things. It's fine. I'm not moving deadlines in Canvas because the semester is still the semester, but nothing bad is going to happen to you if what you needed to turn in last week is a little bit late. No harm, no foul. You don't need to email me. You don't need to ask for forgiveness. Just go ahead and turn it in as soon as you can. Okay. That's it. Everybody take care and have a great week 10.